Are you the superstar of my channel? Are you the superstar? Just like save me. Okay, there you go. Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel. That was my queen cat trying to take over my seat here. She always sleeps in this little chair that you see behind me because this is actually velvet and she feels like it's very cozy and very cat appropriate, but now there's white fluff everywhere. We're gonna have a little chat, you and I. I have been a makeup YouTuber for about 6 years. I'm going towards 6 years. I have seen a lot of things come and go on this platform. I have never been super huge. I am still not even at 100k after almost 6 years. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been a part of this community and that I haven't seen things come and go and that I haven't been in different phases as a YouTuber as well. So I asked you to ask me some questions. I told you to not hold back. So we are gonna go through some of your more juicy questions today, and I'm gonna let you know how it's really like being a beauty YouTuber on this platform. And if you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Angie. I am a lover of fashion and makeup, and I have been a YouTuber for soon 6 years, and I have been doing beauty pretty much all of that time, and I am a lover of colorful things. I'm having a little bit of a mint moment. I did do a full face of trying new makeup. I will leave a link to that down below because that video should already be live on my channel in case you want to see how I did this look. And if you want to see some more makeup content, don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 5 videos a week. Now, I did ask these questions on Instagram. Well, I asked you to ask me. I asked you to ask me on Instagram your questions, and you did not disappoint. I got like several hundreds of questions. I won't be able to take all of them, but try to take out the ones that I got asked the most. So if I'm not picking your specific question, I'm really sorry, but I did the best I can to pick out the ones that I thought was either the most interesting for me to answer or the ones that were like asked the most, because there was a couple of questions that were definitely asked the most. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want to be part of these kind of things in the future, because I tend to ask a lot of things on Instagram and then bring them in to my channel. Okay, this is Angie from the future, just chiming in because I totally forgot to mention this video is very inspired by Kate the Great. I saw this video on her channel. I was so inspired and I was like, I want to do that myself. So I actually asked Kate. It was okay if I was like super inspired by this and if I asked a similar thing on my Instagram, and she said yes. So I'm excited about that. I will leave her video doing this down below. And also I saw after I had talked to Kate that Smoky Glow, Hannah from Smoky Glow, you know I love Hannah. She also did a very similar video on her channel. I will leave that linked as well down below if you want to hear some other people's thoughts about being a beauty YouTuber. I forgot because I'm an unorganized beauty YouTuber. This is what happens. Okay, back to Angie from the past. And yes, I'm wearing neutrals. Don't come for me. Listen, I see you over there with your judgy eyes. I did get a lot of questions like this one. Worst PR/brand experience. If there was any like sponsorships that I regretted, and if there's any brands that I work with that but I don't really have any horror stories to tell you about. There are several PR lists that I have been on, but that I'm no longer on. But there's no tea. I mean, if I'm not the right fit for the brand, I mean, I shouldn't be on their PR list. They're not doing me a favor. It's all business. And I haven't really had any like brand be like rude to me that I can think of, if we don't count the whole Made by Mitchell thing. But that was like them being rude to me as a customer because they didn't know that I was like doing YouTube, I think. But they were rude to me as a customer, and like that whole experience. I don't want to go through it again, but that is the reason why I returned those things after getting them several months later, and why I never ended up reviewing it, because I didn't have a good experience with them. But that was like not as an influencer, that was like as a customer. There is one brand that I think people think I had like a beef with. I'm not gonna like name names because I don't want anyone to go after the brand, but I feel like there's a lot of brands that I have either given constructive criticism or straight up roasted on my channel, and they have reached out to me behind the scenes and thanked me for giving them my opinion, and they've been really good about it. I've even had a brand whose formula I said I didn't like, and they reached out to me quite recently and said that they have actually reworked their formula, and they were like, we love you and we're so sad that you hate our formula. Basically, that's what they said. Would you like to try our new reformulated like formula? And I said yes, and I still haven't though, because I had that thing on my eye and I've been super stressful, but I have it here and I want to like look at it, and that's how I feel most brands are. Like, they're open to constructive criticism, and they're also like, brands realize that not everyone can love everything. Some formulas I hate, other people love. Some formulas I love, other people hate. And I love when brands are realizing that that's the natural progress of things. There is a brand though that I think that they thought that I was upset with them. So I actually reached out to the owner. I sent her a mail and I like explained that things like I don't want her to think that I dislike her or her brand, and I like explained my thought process behind the things that I said, and she left me on red. And actually I wrote to their official customer service mail, so either they have really bad customer service and they're not getting back to their customers, or she left me on red. And I'm pretty sure that, because this is a very small brand, I'm pretty sure that it's the owner that's reading the customer service email. And I am a paying customer. I've never been on their PR list. I never have received anything from them. So I am a paying customer, and they did not reply to a paying customer's email. And I'm not upset about that, but that's the only brand that I can think of where I'm like, that made me rethink that whole brand, because I was like, oh, you're really salty about this. You're really salty about this. And it's okay, because not everyone can like you and not everyone can think that you are a good reviewer. But that was the main brand that like I said something negative about them, and I reached out to them because it became a really big thing, and it's never meant to be a big thing. And I reached out to them and I gave like my side, and I said like, I have no hard feelings, and I was like looking forward to purchasing from them again, but I don't think the brand likes me. Which is okay, of course. Not everyone has to like you. How long did it take you to reach 1K subscribers, and did you ever feel like giving up? See, here's the thing. I didn't start YouTube to grow or to have a really big channel. I started YouTube because I felt very lonely and I wanted to meet some new friends. That's why I started YouTube. And I feel like if you start YouTube because you want to be a super huge YouTuber and you want to make a lot of money and you want to be like super successful and you want to have like a lot of PR and opportunities and like all of that, you're gonna be pretty disappointed, because like I said, I'm 6 years in and I haven't reached 100K as I'm filming this. So I'm just saying that it's a very slow process for most people, and we tend to only look at the people that are doing really good really fast. Like, some people join the platform and they have a mix of a good personality, the perfect niche for them, and a great bit of luck, and they just skyrocket. But that's not the case for most people on YouTube. For most people, it is a grind to get anywhere, and most people on YouTube, they never get there. And that's the harsh truth. So I would say start your channel for the right reasons. Because if you're starting your channel now because you're like, this is gonna be my career, I'm gonna be so big, I'm gonna get so much PR, like, there is a big risk that you might be disappointed, because that doesn't happen for everyone. I did get a lot of questions about money. Like, oh my god, let me get into that, because I feel like a lot of people are thinking that YouTubers are making... Some people are thinking YouTubers make absolutely no money, and some people are thinking that YouTubers make an immense amount of money, and it's just like... I don't want you to get the wrong impressions about how easy it is to make YouTube your career, because it's not. At what point did you start making money out of YouTube? What's your advice to people who's starting out? And I also got the question, is the money worth it compared to what you get versus how much you need to buy? I got more questions. Let me get out all the money questions. How much do you earn as a YouTuber per month? Was one of the questions, and I'm pretty sure I had another one as well, because I got like, these are not the only questions about money, because I feel like a lot of people are wondering about these things. Here's the one. How long were you on YouTube before you made an income that could cover rent? And I also did get a question, I couldn't find right now, that was about how I was juggling, or if I was doing YouTube full-time, how long I was doing YouTube as a side gig before I made it my full-time career. See, here's the thing. I have worked full-time as a YouTuber since September last year. We were meant to move, but COVID happened, so that's why I left notice on my job. We're still hoping to move, but listen, the world is in a weird place right now, so I mean, if there was ever a good time to work from home, it's definitely now. I had a full-time job. I was working at like a desk job. I have a university degree, so I was making okay money before. So I would say this whole like how long like does it take, or how much do you have to do, like how many views do you have to be able to make an income that you can like sustain you, that's so individual, because it depends on like how much money are you making now, like what is an okay living wage for you. Because right now on YouTube I am making more than I did at my old job, but I wasn't when I quit my job. I didn't make more money on YouTube when I quit my full-time job than I did at my full-time job. I do now because my channel has grown a bit, but it is not that easy to make a full-time, because I feel like some people are like, oh, and you get to write off makeup, and you get to write, no, like write-off doesn't mean, tax write-off doesn't mean what people think it means. It doesn't mean that it's free. It means that you get to write off the taxes on the item. You still have to pay for the item, but it means that you can write off the taxes on the item, but you still have to pay for the item. Like, it's not free. A write-off doesn't mean that it's free. It means that you write off the taxes, which is very different in different countries. And also the income you make on YouTube, like you have to pay taxes on that. You have to pay taxes on everything. And if you're living in US, you have to pay like health insurance. I mean, you don't have in my country, but there are so many things that you don't think about. So I will say, for me, I had a full-time job for the first 5 years of doing YouTube. And it took me more than 5 years to make as much on YouTube as I was on my full-time job. And that's what I mean with it. You could strike like gold and be lucky and be one of the very, very, very few that are able to make it your full-time career within like a year. But let's be honest, probably not. Because most people don't. Most people don't. And it is not that easy to make this your full-time job, because it's so fickle as well. Like, AdSense can go down so fast and you cannot control it. Like, I can't control AdSense. Just remember the adpocalypse, when a YouTuber was doing something wrong and it affected the entire platform. Like, everyone's revenue was going down because of somebody else's screw up. Imagine that happening, hi sweetie, imagine that happening, that's my dog, at your job. Imagine your coworker screwing up and your boss telling you, yeah, we're gonna cut your wager by 50% because of the screw up of the guy 2 doors next to you. We're still expecting you to work as much though for this money, but we're only giving you half. What's going on? So that's the thing, and that's why a lot of people are trying to do some sponsored content, because it's like, you need a lot of different revenues to be able to make sure that you can pay rent. Because for most people, they are not making so much money that they could just stop uploading for a month and then just make rent. I know that sometimes people are like, oh, but if you don't feel like uploading, if you don't feel like working, like, you don't have to. Well, you kind of do. Like, how are you gonna get paid otherwise? Like, if I'm not working, nobody else is working for me. Nobody else is making money for me. So I think that when it comes to income on YouTube, a lot of people are thinking YouTubers make so much more than they're making. And a lot of people are also thinking that YouTubers are not making enough at all. I am making money that I can live out of. I'm paying my rent. I'm paying my bills. I'm able to save money. I'm able to shop a bit. But I'm not a millionaire. Like, I'm not like rolling around in money, but it did take me some time. And I don't want people to get the wrong impression about how easy it is, because it can be if you're lucky, but it can also be really hard, and it can be a lot of work for a lot of years before you see any kind of like monetary gain from this venture. And you have to be able to do it because you love it and because you think it's fun too. Because if you're only doing it for the money and because you're hoping this is going to be your career, you're probably going to get tired of it before you get there. What are your experiences with social climbers in the small indie beauty YouTube scene? I will say I have stopped quite a lot doing shoutouts and stuff like that, because I have noticed that I have made some poor people judgment in the past, and I try to be smarter with who I let into my life, because I don't want to be burned by people that only see me as someone who could give them subscribers. Because even though I'm not a big YouTuber, if you're just starting out, if I shout the channel out and say that I love a channel, there's a good chance that that channel might gain a couple of hundred subscribers. And I've made some poor people judgment in the past, and I try to be smarter with that. I will say for myself, I have tried to unsubscribe from a lot of channels that spend a lot of time in their videos asking their subscribers to give them money. I don't want to make my income out of you buying me stuff or you gifting me money. And that's the thing with ads and AdSense and sponsorships. That is the companies contributing to my paycheck and not you, because you don't have to pay to watch my channel, and you don't have to pay, like your views is my currency. My views is my currency, and that's how I get paid, either through sponsorship or AdSense. And of course I use affiliate links and affiliate codes, but for me it's very important that you only use those codes and use those links when you're actually wanting to shop something. I don't want you to use them to think that you're supporting me. Like, you watching my channel is support enough. Like, the views is the currency that I'm working with, and I have tried to cut down my subscription list a bit from people that I feel is trying to make their income or paycheck by asking other people to just give them money. I respect the hustle, I really do, but there are so many better ways to make money than to ask your subscribers to give it to you. My personal opinion. Do what you want with that. This is not me shading anyone. I just feel like I would like to get my paycheck from someone that I know has the money, which is the company. And I would like you to keep your money and like splurge on yourself. Or buy something nice for your kids, or your husband, or your girlfriend, or your dog, or yourself. Like, buy something nice for yourself, okay? That's just how I feel. Wow, that was a long and winded way of saying that. How do you manage to upload 5 videos a week? I think that this is a big misconception. A lot of YouTubers are like, oh my god, it's so hard to be a YouTuber. And I think that that is people that has never had a 9-to-5 job. Listen, I said what I said. Fight me. This is not a hard job. This is not a hard job. The thing that is hard with this job is that it's only me. I don't have a team. I don't have anyone helping me with editing. I don't have anyone helping me with anything. I just recently got someone to help me with my mails, which has been a blessing because I get so many mails, and I do have an accountant because I know nothing about taxes, and it's like my worst fear to mess up on my taxes, so I do have an accountant. But like the hardest thing about being a YouTuber is the same thing that's hard with everyone that's self-employed. If I don't do it, nobody else is doing it, and sometimes it's nice to have like a coworker or someone to like, you know, juggle your thoughts with, but it's only me. Of course, people are asking me about troll comments. I will say it doesn't get to me that much. Because here's the thing, people telling me I suck online, that's not my problem. That's a you problem. Someone I don't know telling me I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm pathetic online, like, I don't know you. And you don't obviously know me, and you don't want to get to know me. Like, why should I care about you? Like, I don't care about you. And if you get a thrill out of being hateful towards strangers online, like, listen, you do you, boo. That's a you problem. I don't involve me in that. So that doesn't really get to me. I will say that when I get a very like nasty comment, I try to see if that person has commented on my channel before, because you can check that as a YouTuber. I can see if that person has left comments to me before. And if I see that that person has only left me really nice, supportive or constructive comments before, and now they're leaving me a negative comment, that makes me think, what did I do to make this person go from liking me to disliking me? Those are the comments I care about. That will make me like really critically look at myself and be like, what did I do in this video, or what did I say? What can I improve to not have this happen? Because I don't want people to dislike me, of course, but if it's someone who's never commented on my channel before, or if it's someone that comes in, I do have people that come in like once a week and leaves me a nasty comment and then leaves. Like, I don't really care about that. Like, I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me because it's obvious that it's more about them than it is about me. But I'm always open to constructive criticism, especially when I see a lot of people commenting the same thing. I try to like adapt around it, but I think that a lot of people are not aware of what constructive criticism is. Because always they're like, you're ugly, and you're answering back like, that's pretty rude. They're like, you can't take constructive criticism. Like, that's not what that is. But all in all, I don't really care. But that is a hard thing about being a YouTuber, is constantly being bombarded with rude things like that. And if you are a person that sucks that up like a sponge, this could not maybe be the right place for you, or you can get someone that moderates your comments for you. That is something that I have suggested to some friends of mine that have a hard time reading mean comments like that, because like I said, they're not about me. It's more about them. So I've actually told them, like, why don't you get someone that comes in and just deletes those comments, because they're not even meant for you. Just delete them and move on. But it's not a hard job. So when people are like, how do you manage like to come here 5 times a week? Like, I managed to be at my other job 5 times a week. Why would I not manage to show up here 5 times a week? Like, and especially with the kind of videos that I do. I work more than full-time. I will be honest with you, I do work more than full-time. I go up 7 every morning, and I usually am not done with work until 7 in the night. Last night I worked until 9 at the night, and sometimes I work shorter days. So I would say I work a little more than 100%, but it's not a hard job. It's just that there's a lot of things that needs to be done, and sometimes they take time, like editing can take time, but it's not hard to upload the kind of content that I do 5 times a week. If you're doing very editing heavy or stuff that needs to be filmed over several days, like, I understand, but Get Ready With Me's reviews, like the kind of things that I film, they're not hard to do. They're just a little bit tedious. I just think that if I could show up 5 times a week at my desk job, I can show up 5 times a week on my YouTube channel. At least with the content that I have right now. I know it's not the same for everyone, but that's just my personal preference. Of course, there are people that have like other things on the side as well, not only YouTube, like maybe they're doing work for like other places as well, because I do know some people that has like different ventures within their company, and maybe they're also working part-time at a company. Like, of course, this isn't true for everyone, and like I said, some videos take longer to film than others, but overall, I think that there has been a misconception within the YouTube community that this is so much more hard to do a video than it is, and of course some are, but most aren't. And yeah, I know I'm probably gonna get, like, I can already tell some YouTubers are like rolling their eyes and like, ugh, why did you say that? And I get it, but listen, some videos are not that hard to do. They're not. Creators that were actually not as nice, genuine as they appear. I have met some Swedish YouTubers that was definitely not as sweet in real life as they seem on camera. But I also think that I am not in any way, shape or form known within the creator sphere in Sweden. Like, most Swedish YouTubers don't know who I am, which is perfectly fine. Like, I'm not famous, but for being a Swedish creator, I'm actually kind of a big channel. Like, almost 100,000 is a pretty big channel in Swedish measurements. But since my channel is in English, like most Swedish creators don't know who I am. So I have met some not snarky, but a bit stuck up creators, I will say. Are you enjoying more being a beauty YouTuber than your old job? Right now, yes. Forever, probably not. And that's why, even though we didn't move, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna look for a new job because we will move eventually. And also I was like, I enjoy this. I kind of like this right now. And when I grow tired of it, I'll find something else to do, but I kind of like this. Ooh, this one is interesting. Do you feel pressure to always look perfect or be thin, etc.? More pressure because of YouTube, Instagram? Yes and no. I like how I look without makeup. I like how I look when I'm not styled. I don't feel ugly without makeup, and I think that that is a very important thing, that you feel pretty both with and without makeup. But I will say that it's like the YouTuber paradox. If you don't change, they're like, oh, you're so stagnant, nothing is happening on your channel. And then if you do change, they're like, ugh, you changed, I liked you more before. Like, it's the paradox. And it's the same with this being perfect versus being relatable. I hate the word relatable, by the way. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Like, what does that even mean? Listen, that's a whole other story, but I really do hate that word, and I hate how it's being thrown around. Here's the thing, if I show up not wearing makeup, hair in a ponytail, sweatshirt, like that, I'm gonna get comments that say, wow, you're so relatable, I love that you're just showing up like this. And I'm also gonna get comments saying, why didn't you make an effort for the video? How can you just come online looking like that? Aren't you ashamed looking so lazy online? Like, and that's the thing. As a YouTuber, you're never gonna please everyone, so I just try to just please myself. So I just do what I like, and I do like the way that I like it. So if I don't feel like doing my hair, I'm not doing my hair. If I don't feel like doing my eyeshadow, I'm not doing my eyeshadow. But I do love doing my eyeshadow, but you get what I'm saying. So I think that it's very important to not try and please your audience, because your audience is not homogeneous and they're never going to agree on anything. But it is definitely a thing. Viewers as a whole, they can bully someone into surgery, fillers, like extensions, like diet. And then when that YouTuber has done all of that to get away from all the hate they get, then they get the other side of the story. Wow, you look so unrelatable. Why do you try to look so perfect? You all look the same. Like, it's a mess. I'm telling you, viewers can be harsh sometimes. What's one thing you find annoying about your subscribers? Something we do. I mean, I don't expect like viewers to understand everything that's going on behind the scenes. I don't expect anyone to understand like how long something can take, for example. But there is a lot of misconceptions about, like I told you before, like tax write-offs and how much money people make, and like, why don't people just give away PR, for example? Me and my friend Samantha Marsha talked about this a lot. And first of all, giveaways take so long to arrange. Like, that is hours that goes into from the start of a giveaway until you actually ship out the package. And shipping things internationally that are that heavy is hundreds of dollars if you send out to several people. And that's just money that you don't see. And also PR, and this is something that a lot of people don't understand, PR is an income and you have to pay taxes on that. So if I'm accepting PR just to give it away, I have to pay taxes on it, and then I have to pay the shipping. And like I said, I'm not rich. I can't be spending that much money. And most viewers know this, but not everyone. But PR is sent to me because brands are hoping that I'm gonna make them money. And if I just give it away, they're just gonna cut me from the PR list. So I'm not getting PR because the brands are like, oh, Angie's such a sweet person, let's give her this so she can give it away to someone who's not gonna make us money. It is a business. This is all a business, and I'm getting PR to show you because they're hoping I'm gonna show you. I'm not showing everything I get in PR because some things are just not interesting enough, but PR isn't like a gift. It's not, there's no strings attached. Like, I can put it out on the yard and lit it on fire if I want to, but I mean, I gotta be expecting to be cut from the PR list. So if there's a PR list with a brand that I actually like being on, products I like, a brand that I like having PR from, if I give all that away, it's gonna end up with me having to buy it myself. And maybe that's not the end of the world, but I can't do that with every PR list because makeup is expensive. Makeup is expensive. Ooh, and also viewers asking questions that are in the description box. That's a big gripe. Because that happens at least once a day. At least once a day. If you stop making money on YouTube, would you still post videos? Yes, but not this many. Like, if this no longer gave me an income, like I said, this is my job right now, of course I would find another job and I would stop uploading 5 times a week. I would still be doing videos, but I wouldn't do it because right now I'm very organized. Like, I'm treating this as a job. I have a schedule, I have a planner, I wake up early in the morning, I start with my day, I do things. But if I was not making any money of this would have to go back to being a hobby, and I don't think I would upload as much as I did before I quit my job, because then I was still uploading like 3-4 times a week. I don't think I would do that again because it was really stressful, and I have really been enjoying getting some time back. So if this stopped making me money today, I would go and get another job, because like I said, I have a degree, and I would still upload, but maybe once a week, maybe something like that, because I still really appreciate the new free time that I've had with Ricardo and the pets. It's been really nice. Have you ever thought about adding gaming content to your channel for Azeroth? No, not to this channel. For the simple reason that YouTube, if you're not a super big YouTuber that can just do whatever and people are gonna watch you, which I'm not, if I venture out from my normal content, my views plummet. And you can just go back to my recent videos and just look at some of the videos that haven't been doing as good as the others, and those are the kind of videos that strain a bit from what I normally upload, and sometimes I do those things to try and see what you like, and if you don't like it, I just don't do it again. Because I want to do content that most people want to see. And gaming is so different from makeup that it would literally tank and kill my channel if I would do that on this channel. If I were to ever do that, I would do that on a separate channel, but I will say I started YouTube because makeup was my hobby. I love makeup, I love playing, I still do, I love makeup. Listen, a lot of people ask me, oh, do you ever get tired of makeup? No. I love makeup, but gaming is the thing I do right now for fun, and I don't want to monetize another one of my hobbies. You don't have to monetize everything you do. It's okay to do things just for fun, and for me, gaming is fun, and I also am the kind of person that grows very tired. I can be the person that's like, I love this game. This game is the best thing that's happened since sliced bread. I play it 9 hours a day for 2 months, and then I wake up one day, I'm like, this game sucks, I'm never playing it again. And that doesn't work if it's your job. Like, I can't just wake up one day and be like, I hate eyeshadow, I'm never wearing eyeshadow again. Maybe I could, but you get what I'm saying. It's really hard with gaming, especially if people are subscribed to your channel or like watching you stream a specific kind of game, and you're just, I hate this game, I never want to play it again. It's not the best, but I don't want to monetize all my hobbies. It's okay to just do something for fun. Really, it is. Is it hard to keep friendships with people who aren't on social media? No. My best friend, who was my best friend before I started YouTube, is still my best friend. She's not on social media. Like, she does some modeling, so she has an Instagram account where she does some modeling, but she is not a YouTuber. She doesn't do makeup, and she's still my best friend. I mean, I am more than makeup. I'm more than social media. We talk about other things. Mostly we talk about video gaming, actually, when we meet. So we just have different interests. I feel like most people are more than what you see on social media. I am so much more than what I'm showing you here. What are the types of videos that do the best, worst on your channel? Oh my god, that is so different. Right now, the types of video we have talked, I think I got a kind of a question about this as well, something about like what has changed most on YouTube, and I have talked about this before. When I started YouTube, people wanted to see makeup being applied. That has changed a bit, and people are more interested in hearing you talk about the makeup than actually seeing you apply it. Nobody wants to see you use makeup. They just want to hear you talk about it. So for me right now, the videos that are doing the best on my channel are the videos where I'm talking about something. I can talk about makeup, I can talk about whatever, but the talky videos are doing so much better than the videos where I'm applying makeup. And that's how it is right now on my channel, and that is definitely being a huge like switch in YouTube right now. I remember when I was starting up on YouTube about 6 years ago, and people were uploading, do you remember those get ready with me's where they would mute themselves, put music in the background and just apply makeup, and they'd get like 100,000 views. If I put up something like that today, I'd get like 3,000 views. Because for me and my channel, that doesn't work. I'm sure it works for other people, but it doesn't work for my channel, because that's not really what I do. I'm a chatter. This was an interesting one. Do you film, edit, and upload in the same day? Usually not, except if it's something that I think it's gonna benefit me and my channel if I upload it fast. Like if I get something in the mail and I feel like if I upload this, I might be one of the first people on YouTube, and that can make hundreds of dollars in difference on AdSense, if I'm gonna be totally honest with you. So for me, I only do it if it's something that I really want to get up fast, but most of the time I edit on Mondays and Fridays, and I film on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's how I have set up my channel, unless something shows up that I'm like, ooh, I wanna like film, edit, and upload this as fast as possible. But I try to not do that, because for me, I get very tired after I've filmed, and I don't want to sit and edit after that. That's just personal preference. Have you had conflicts with other YouTubers? There's definitely been YouTubers that not conflicts, but that I've changed my opinion about due to things that they have said or done, or the way that they have treated others online. I don't know if I have any conflicts with anyone. I'm sure there are YouTubers out there that don't like me. Not everyone can like you, and it's okay. Like, I don't blame people for not liking me. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. You're not everyone's cup of tea. That's okay. I don't think I have any conflicts, but there are definitely people that I have grown to like less after seeing how they behave online. This was also interesting. Did you turn down any collab sponsorships? A lot. Sponsorships? Probably 2 to 3 a week, because I get a lot of weird sponsorships, or sponsorship for things or brands that I'm just not interested in. Collabs, yes. The collab I did with Kaleidos was not the first collab I was asked to do. Let's end with this question, because I thought that was really fun. What are your next goals? I would love to reach 100k. I really would love to have that plaque. I remember when I started YouTube, because I started YouTube because I wanted to have friends, and I remember telling my then ex-husband, because when I started YouTube, I was married to someone else. Listen, this is what 6 years does to you. I remember telling him, what if I one day have 1,000 subscribers? How amazing would that be? And I have put up some goals for myself. Like, I remember putting up a goal like, oh, I want to do a sponsored video once. That would be so much fun. Like, I think that my goal right now is to reach 100k subscribers, and I would also love to, and I'm just throwing this out in the universe, I would love to one day do something of my own. I don't know like if I mean like my own brand, but I would love to release something of my own. And I don't want to start a makeup brand. So I'm just thinking like, what could that be? Like, what could that, like that's what I said. Like, I have so many more layers of me. There are so many things of me that I like, but it's really hard to know where to start. But yeah, I think that is like my new goal. And that is something that would probably take years and years and years if I ever did do that. So it's a nice goal to have, but because it's going to be a long-term one. But my goal right now is to reach 100k. I really want the plaque. I want to put it up in the background. Am I going to have it in the background? I don't know, but hopefully when I'm moving, it's gonna be better. I am so close to 100k. Right now when I'm filming this, I have 98.9k, so I'm really hoping that maybe before summer I'll be able to get that plaque, because yeah, that would be so cool. That is something that I never in a million years thought that I would have when I started YouTube. I never thought that this was what it was gonna be, but somehow, like, I never really felt like I belonged anywhere. I never really felt like I had a community. But I feel like when I started doing YouTube, it was probably the first time in my life when I really felt like I belonged somewhere. Like, this was my place. I feel like YouTube, beauty YouTube, is the only place I've ever been where I actually haven't had an imposter syndrome. Because I belong here. My opinion is valid, and I am pretty good at what I do, and I love being here. I love doing YouTube. I love filming. I love editing. I love planning. I love everything about it. This is not a chore for me. I do this because I love it. And if I ever stop loving it, listen, I have a degree. I'll get another job. Thank you so much for asking all these questions. I had a bunch more questions, so if you're ever wanting to see a part 2, let me know. We could definitely film that. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for a new video.